What is going on, YouTube? PPS back. Another round of our YouTube free plays today. We have a full slate of college basketball today. One of the best days. This week is just such a great week with how long these days just keep continuing with basketball. We're going to be starting at 11 a.m. with our first game, which starts in about an hour. I do have a play on the Syracuse game, but for me to get all this information out, loaded up, and uploaded onto YouTube, it would be like 10:30, and then only the first like 30 minutes of people would have it. So I'm just gonna drop one play here today, and it's one I do really like. One that I'm almost nervous because it just makes a little bit too much sense to me. And it starts in the first round of this Big Ten tournament, which starts today. A very exciting time for the Big Ten. First round, we have a matchup here with Northwestern and Nebraska. I'm taking the over, 2 units. That simple. I bought the hook down again. Minus 120 is my max of like juice that I'll play. So this ends up being at a pretty good spot. And I just think that this number is way too low. We've seen it twice this year, both hitting 140 in these two matchups. Both playing extremely fast in these matchups. 65-77 was the first matchup between these guys. This was, I think, about 3 weeks ago. Mid-60s in possessions. Nebraska shot 41% from the field, 29% from three, and still had 15 turnovers in that game. So not very efficient. They only scored 65 points in that one. And then the second one, there was an 87-63 game where Northwestern, they end up playing into the mid-70s in possessions. And again, Nebraska could not shoot that well. Obviously does cover the number that we were looking for here. So that does help. But the reason why I'm going here is because of how Nebraska has been playing as of late. I don't know if it's just the Hoiberg effect or what. Obviously beating 3 teams in a row, Penn State, Ohio State, and my Badgers, all 3 of them on the road. And now they're playing Northwestern technically on the road. It's a neutral court. But ever since that last Northwestern game, we have seen, actually even before that Northwestern game, we go back, Minnesota, 78 points, Iowa, 75, Maryland, 74. Northwestern game, they obviously struggled. They scored 78 on Iowa. They scored 93 on Penn State, 78 on Ohio State, 74 on my Badgers. So their offense has been clicking as of late. And it's something that I don't know if it's just due to the pace that they play at, but they're a team I do not want to play right now. They have an NBA caliber talent in Bryce McGowens. Even Verge has been playing extremely well, shooting the ball well from deep as of late. And that's really the reason I'm backing this side. I think any team in the country can score on this Nebraska defense. This defense is absolutely terrible. Obviously, the Badgers scored 74 with them, and Johnny Davis didn't even play the second half, which just tells you that because the Badgers are not even close to a top 50 team without Johnny Davis on the floor. And they were still able to play there. Obviously, I've talked about Nebraska's pace. Northwestern is a good adjusted offense at 105 in the country. Played a decent pace as well at 68 possessions per game. But obviously, when you go into the Nebraska side, they're playing at the 18th fastest. Their adjusted offensive ranking has been moving up in those last 5 games, up to 119 now in the country. So I do expect this game to be fast. I do expect it to be high scoring. And I don't. My biggest thing is that Northwestern decides to slow it down, but I don't think that that's really going to be the case. In the first 2 games, it was not the case. In the one game that Nebraska shot 30%, we still only missed this number by 2. And then the game, obviously, where Nebraska shot 35%, Northwestern scored almost 90 on these guys. I have no issues thinking that Boo Buie and Mr. Nance put up at least 80. And just the way that Nebraska's playing, they've been 70 every single game in this run besides the one against Northwestern. And I'm going to tell you right now, if I'm going up Wisconsin defense and Ohio State defense, I'm taking those defenses over Northwestern. And I'm taking it pretty easily over Northwestern. Like I said, McGowan has really taken a step forward here, and you're starting to see this talent kind of come through. Obviously, shooting pretty well from the floor in the Badger game. They were over 50%. They're hitting their free throws, and they're not turning the ball over as much. Only 11 turnover against the Badgers, which is tough to do. They're a good defensive team. And they only shot 35% from three in that Badger game, which is something important because it's not like they're shooting lights out from deep. 38% in the Ohio State game, but they're efficient now from the floor, almost 50% in both games. They shot 49% against Ohio State, 50% against my Badgers, and obviously over 50% when they absolutely dismantled that Penn State team, which is just a mess. So I love this spot. I think that this number is just a little bit too low. I get it, the nerves and stuff and jitters here of this first round, but Nebraska is a team that's rolling right now, and that's a team that wants to kind of make some noise here. Obviously, they have absolutely 0% chance of making it into the tournament unless they win this whole thing. And Nebraska has been playing hard basketball here to end it. They're almost playing for their coach's job here with the middle of the season, talking about Hoiberg getting fired. So that's a team I do not want to play. That's a team that obviously a lot of the Big Ten teams are already in. But there are quite a few bubble teams. I think Nebraska is going to be a bubble buster here. I think they win. I'll probably be sprinkling that money line. And yeah, I'm going to be rolling with the over 143.5 for a 2-unit play here tonight. So thank you guys so much for your time here. I appreciate every single one of you guys. We will have passed the prop in a few hours. We'll be working on NBA after about a couple hours here of some college basketball work. So very excited for tonight. Lock this one in. Make sure you guys are looking at start times now. Just a PSA announcement here because a lot of these ones are starting early. So this one, I believe, is a 6 o'clock tip. Very excited for tonight's slate. And I can't wait. Another huge 12-game NBA slate as well. So, again, thank you guys. You are the best. Please drop a like if you are tailing. And just keep hitting that thumbs up button. It means a lot to me, and I appreciate every one of you guys for tuning into this video. So thank you guys so much. Have a great rest of your day, and we will talk in a couple hours on Pass the Prop. Hopefully you guys can join me live for it. So thank you. Peace.